Hi there, welcome to this video. This is Tina from TinaHeals.com, and today I'm speaking about an Aries ascendant, a Leo moon, and a Libra sun. Very beautiful mixture of cardinal fire, male, fixed fire, male, and cardinal air, male again. So definitely a lot of male energy happening here. So there's always the necessity to balance the yin side of you, the more receptive, feminine, nurturing side of you. Okay, and all these, especially Aries and Libra, are not known to do well with emotions. So that is something you've got to work with and connect your emotional body. Now let's delve into the ascendants. The degree of the horizon, the degree of the zodiac rising on the eastern side of the horizon at the moment of your birth is your ascendant, and the sign on which it falls is your rising sign. So when you walk into a room with your Aries ascendant, people notice the leader in you, they notice the pioneer, the initiator, because after all, Aries is the archetype of the initiator, the pioneer. People notice that. People notice your fiery Martian side. Maybe you like conflict. Maybe you thrive on conflict. You're, after all, ruled by the malefic Mars, the bringer of strife and war and conflict, right? So you're definitely quick to anger. You're definitely you're not afraid to say what you feel, and you don't care who gets hurt. You're not afraid of eye contact. You can even intimidate your enemy with your eye contact. Okay, you are not afraid of chasing someone you desire, and you're not afraid to lose interest once the chase has been accomplished. So you could be very fickle, moving from experience to experience, people to people, because things bore you very easily. You have so much energy that if you don't utilize this energy, you can get destructive. Okay, this Aries ascendant can be destructive if you don't know how to use this energy. Gymming, working out, yoga, swimming, amazing for you. Okay, now as I told you that Aries is the infant of the zodiac, and when the soul enters Aries after the 30th degree of Pisces, which is the degree of archetypalization, the soul experiences a mini Big Bang, and everything begins anew. Right? Everything is fresh, everything is radiant, vibrant, right? And the soul understands newness, freshness. Even when the sun enters Aries, it's spring in the northern hemisphere, and the life cycle begins anew, right? So being the infant of the zodiac, a lot of the shadows and the lessons of an Aries ascendant has to do with this infant growing up. Growing up is not an easy process. We experience all kinds of pain and physical discomfort. Is not an easy process, So having an Aries ascendant is not soothing. It's like swimming in the agitating fires of Aries. It's tumultuous, it's volatile. It's after all ruled by Mars, and its sole ruler is Mercury. So ultimately, the energy of Aries is about the higher mind and higher wisdom, or manas, the higher plane of the mind. Because Aries will always have a selfish streak, it's it's okay, but how do you utilize this selfishness? So the eminent astrologist Stephen Forrest says that the goal of Aries is enlightened selfishness. You can't do away with this energy. So how do we utilize this in a more enlightened manner? Live in authenticity. Aries is about inner authenticity. Ascendant is also how you look. So Aries rules the head. So this part of you is very much in focus. Your eyes, as I said, you have piercing eyes. You're not afraid of eye contact. You may raise your eyebrows, all those things. You could wear your hair short and have streaks, but because you have a Leo moon, I can't say. Leo moons are very attached to their mane, so you may have long hair, and you're just more masculine, more testosterone, even if you're a female. Okay, just more more masculine. And that's okay, but there must always be a balance. Everything about our life is balance, right? Now, with ruddy complexion, you love your highlighters, your prominent cheekbones, thin nose, sharp features, very well defined features with Aries. That's definitely there. It's very obvious. And if you have any afflictions with Mars, you may experience thinness of hair, too much fire burns it away, glasses, ENT issues, sensitivity to teeth and gum, persistent acne, migraine, and all of that. Be careful of restlessness and impulsiveness and just worrying about everything, because Virgos, after all, your 6th house. Be careful of digestive issues. What you eat and all that could result in migraines every single time, so be careful of that. Also, another thing, during hard aspects to Mars, be mindful of accidents, road rage, impulsive drinking, gambling, just violent behavior. Leo also is a sign of the gambler, by the way. Aries as well, a lot of gamblers with an Aries ascendant. Accidents, guns, heavy machinery, driving under the influence. Be careful of not doing all this when you have hard aspects to Mars, right? Now, other than that, high blood pressure, that's something that can really be a problem. Hypertension. Be mindful of all these issues. Whenever you look at someone's sickness, you look at the 6th house. Virgo is your 6th house. So, and Virgo is ruled by Mercury, who is Aries' soul ruler. So there's a huge connection with your 6th house, how your health is and how you feel about it. Always remember that. Now, stress, pranayam, exercise, all of that. And now with your Leo moon, and this is fixed fire, masculine, the moon is your mother. It is your childhood, your habit patterns, the idea of nurturance, the idea of home, mother, child, childhood, how you give nurturance, how you receive nurturance, how you were nurtured when you were a child, and so much more. The moon is a very intimate, intuitive, psychic part of you. It's in the 5th sign. You have 5th house moon in Leo. You are an artist. You're a creative person. No matter what you do, you have the art of living in your life. Okay, you have incorporated the art of living, so everything you do becomes an art form. And your mom, definitely very important to you. Could be very creative. Moon in Leo, moon's the mother. Very creative, very dramatic, very theatrical. Lower vibes of this is bossiness, narcissism, controlling, always wanting to be the center of attention. Maybe your mom could have been like this, or you act like this sometimes, and because of certain conditionings and certain, social constructs and certain compulsions, you can give in to these lower vibrations of your Leo moon. So be careful. Always return to inner authenticity. Be childlike. Leo is not just the sign of creativity and artistry, it's also the sign of children. So working with children is very healing for this, or of course doing something creative, because when you do create something, you're creating something that's almost like a child to you. Okay, so the 5th house is children and creativity. Very interesting. 5th house moon. Your kids could be super important to you. Through them you may find creativity. Can happen. And now you have a Libra moon, sun. Alright, the 7th house sun, relationships are super important to you. Also in the way you will succeed, relationships will play a huge importance. Sun is your father. Sun is your goals, your ambitions, how you take your internal chi and project it onto the world. Sun is your inner alchemy, basically, manifest in the world. So with the Libra sun, and the sun is, by the way, ruled by, Leo is ruled by the sun, both in esoteric and exoteric astrology. Now Libra is very interesting, it's ruled by Venus. and Venus is about arts and beauty, and Leo moon loves art and beauty. So you're definitely artistic and very beautiful. You may dress very theatrically, very contemporary. You may buy couture. You may, have a very lavish wardrobe. Leo moon and Libra can do that. So be careful of not overdoing it. Balance is always the key to it. You can be very beautiful, even slightly masculine, but you can be very, very beautiful with this placement. Libra's sun, Libra is ruled by Venus, and soul ruler is Uranus. Why? Because Uranus is the chaos bringer, the spiritual awakener, and Libra tends to get caught in its own little game of harmony and peace. Libra is so hell-bent on people pleasing and finding a harmony in a particular situation or particular lifestyle that they often tend to ignore the larger picture. Now, according to esoteric astrology, your moon sign becomes your greatest challenge after the age of 35. Why? Because we spend so much time developing our habit patterns that it becomes impossible to break them. And that can be detrimental to our soul karma. And the soul karma is the ascendant karma. So after all, you have to understand Aries and Leo and the negativeness of Leo, and how the habits and patterns you form because of your Leo moon should not hinder your progress in the world, in terms of your soul progress. Okay? Find art. You could work in an art gallery, you could run an art gallery. Of course, you're never happy at one thing. You want to change, shift, flux, move. You've got two cardinal signs happening. And Libra is actually the only sign which has an inanimate object as its cliff, so it's kind of devoid of emotions. It loves harmony to such an extent that it really doesn't want to immerse itself into any nitty-gritty detailing of life. But that's not reality, and that's not how things play out in 3D. This is the world of duality, and that's why Uranus, I guess, brings in the chaotic thunderbolt and awakens Libra into spiritual awareness. Libra is a hiatus. When the soul is born in Libra, it is the perfect equilibrium between matter and soul. It is a hiatus if the soul is born with the Libra ascendant, especially. Also with the Libra sun, you must take a pause, step back, and look at the beauty in everything, and be ready to look deep within you, deeply, and you got to be prepared to look deeply at what's happening around you. Okay, so that was a bit about Aries ascendant, Leo moon, and Libra sun. Sun doesn't do well in Libra, by the way. Sun is exalted in Aries, so it's not a super good position for the sun. So your father may have been a people pleaser, pushover, but relationships are super important to you, and that is what will get you recognition. The sun is also recognition. So if you find the right partnership, not just romantic, can be marriage, of course. If you find the right partnership, you could go places. Thank you. Leave me a comment. Subscribe, please. Okay. Visit my website, www.dina